Hey everyone, this is Sarah with That Hashtag Show, and I'm here with the cast and creator of Chucky.
Hello.
I am obsessed. I have been obsessed with Chucky since I was a child. All of the lore is everywhere. The fact that I get to talk to you today, I am so freaking stoked. It's stupid. The fact that Chucky is right here. Hello.
Yes.
How's it going? I'm so excited.
I know, he's got a whole punk rocker thing going on.
He's got to get away from the Karen do, right? Like.
Zach is the only one that can tame him. He's
Yes.
Zach, we call him Zach the Chucky tamer.
I love it. Now, at the end of part 1 for season 3, we are very cliffhanger. Chucky's dying. All of our relationships are really hanging on by a thread. Tiffany/Jennifer is in jail on death row. What can you tease for me a little bit, Zach, kind of coming into the second half of the season?
Well, I mean, I think we're all going to look at Don here.
What can we
in
tease,
fear.
Don?
What
don't
can
want
we
to give
say?
spoilers.
Every time I'm about to do an interview, I get a frantic text from Don like, no spoilers, no spoilers, don't talk about the da-da-da, and the da-da-da-da. So I go on and I talk about my outfits. Like, oh, you know, there's a sparkly.
Dude, that would actually
Yes.
be a great
Yes.
answer to this question. Talk about the outfits
outfit.
that people can look for. No, seriously, that's
Devin, I bet you can say something that'll get you in trouble. What do you think people should look for?
I shouldn't say anything.
He has a
Right.
beautiful new blue Hugo Boss suit that he wears.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes. Every day it was steamed on and
Love
crisp.
But one thing I can't tell. Oh, were you finished talking about your outfit? Or?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
He's done.
That's my speaking.
One thing I can tell you is that we are possibly going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most amount of blood used in one television show. Isn't that right, Don?
Yeah, we set some kind of record,
Yes.
but I don't know exactly what it was,
Love
but
it.
yeah, some amount of blood that we used this season is the most amount of blood, something.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I
Love
love
We're
that.
very proud of that.
Here's
Yeah.
my dream. As we know in Chucky lore, he's got to jump into somebody's body. And I want it to be Devon so badly.
Oh.
To kind of go along with your Twitter feud that you have with Chucky. And then he can just say, I've been inside you. And then it finishes it. You know?
Well, you kind of did it a little
I
bit.
know you better than
I'm
anybody.
gonna pass this one to somebody.
Wait, you were in.
She's already been.
for a second.
She already
Yes,
has
I
I
been.
think that's hilarious.
Thank you.
And you should ask them to let that actually happen.
Let that happen.
Yeah.
Can we make that happen?
Yeah.
Please and thank you. I would love that.
I think actually that's a great line. And you know, Chucky and Devin have a feud. I don't know, the two egomaniacs, the toxic males on the show. They have a fight. Who's the top dog? And it's always back and forth. You should see these two on Twitter. I mean, they're so obnoxious.
I do, guys. I do not have an ego, do I? Guys.
Question!
Guys.
He does not. He does not.
Okay.
He does not.
Let's talk relationships
how
with
that was
everyone on
started.
this couch. Because also, like, Jake and Devin, sorry, I'm like,
We
I'm
answer
like
to
Zach.
both names now.
Yeah, you know it is a thing. You guys are really dealing with your relationship, like personally, physically. Can you guys talk a little bit about where you guys are headed?
Well, you know what? I mean, these poor kids haven't been able to explore their relationship because of the other characters always walking in or Chucky always getting in the way somehow. So we'll see later in the season if the characters can come together. I'm not going to
Very
say.
well done.
Yeah, okay.
Love it.
Bjorgvin,
We'll go
you
with
have
that.
something to add to that?
You know, let's hope we get some free time the second half of the season.
I like the reconnection. I love it. And then I love the storyline that the two of you have going on with like bonding over the loss. Is there's like, I feel like there's more real feelings that are kind of creeping through for Lexy. Can you talk about that a little
definitely. And I think that Lexy has a lot of trauma, definitely, obviously, with losing everybody that she's ever loved in her life. So I think that she has a sort of wall up with the people that she loves, so she's scared to let Grant in. But at the same time, I think that she deep down really wants to because he understands what she's gone through. He gets it, and she doesn't really feel like she has anybody else that gets it other than Jake and Devin. And obviously, they're not romantic, and they're not her romantic partner. So to have somebody that's kind of like she likes as a romantic partner, and also like that knows what she's going through means a lot to her, I think. But it's still scary because she's lost everyone, and she doesn't want him to die too.
They have some really amazing scenes.
They do.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will
I've
say.
seen some of the stuff, and you guys have some really, really awesome, meaty, cool scenes. And
Some of my favorite
Just wanna say
scenes
that.
in the whole show are definitely in the second half of the season.
Thanks for doing my mic.
They're great.
Just killing it. I love it. Now, Chucky, I think, is a very rare horror icon. A lot of them have gone to the wayside, and he stays relevant, like through generations and decades. And I want to ask Jennifer, since you've been a part of this legacy for so long, what do you think it is about Chucky that keeps him so relevant? And
Well, I think one of the reasons why people still love Chucky 30 years later is sitting right here, Mr. Don Mancini. He created Chucky 30 years ago, and he loves Chucky more than anybody. What? 40 years ago. He created 40. Time flies, 40 years ago. But when he gets a new assignment to do a movie or a television series, he gets very excited, like, oh my gosh, what are we going to have happen next? He's not that person that's like, oh yeah, I got to crank out another Chucky script for my massive paycheck. He wants to work for his massive paycheck and give the fans what they want to see. Don, do you have anything to add to that?
I think that was perfectly articulated. It's all because of me.
But
No, it's not.
It's
It's
never,
not.
it's
No.
never a retread of what came before. It's always like something new and different. And like this year, Chucky's in the White House and he's dying of old age. Who could have imagined, you know? We would think that Chucky would die violently, and he does many, many times. But now he's dying slowly, like the rest of us are in real life.
But they say write what you know, and I look in the mirror these days.
Oh
and
my
it's like,
God.
so Chucky's aging.
I think something that's really refreshing is how much excitement that you've had throughout this entire series. I mean, from the first time that I ever talked to you about Lexy on a Zoom call during COVID,
I remember.
kept that same excitement through the entire series. Now we're 3 years later sitting here, and it's like you're still like a kid on Christmas morning every time you tell me a new idea that you have.
It's,
That's like definitely also.
I think we all are. I think, and I think that's why it's just like all of us really love doing this.
Every
And,
time I get a new script, usually I read the scripts to get to my lines and everything, but I read them all the way through because I want to know what happens. Jackson, what was it like coming into this crazy world for the first time?
Yeah, I mean,
Get me out of here.
great. Looking for a way out. No, I mean, it was amazing. And I think, also, Don being super collaborative and like, open to any ideas we may have and like just, being super open and collaborative. And like Ali was saying, that excitement is still there. And, when Don's excited, it gets everyone excited. So,
Yeah,
Is that true?
yeah.
It's very true. It's very infectious.
You get this look
I
in
love
your
that.
eyes, and you already know
Mm-hmm.
it's about to happen.
It was really hard during the first half that we were filming because the Writers Guild strike was coming. And he couldn't be on the set. And Don's favorite thing is to show up on the set with a T-shirt that has something to do with the episode and make a little speech to the cast and crew that love him. Like he likes to be showered with love. and everybody
And shower love.
Yeah, everyone loves him on the show, and so that's why you can tell we're a really happy cast. Why am I holding it in front of you when I'm talking? It was a really happy, but it's a really happy cast. And it's a trickle-down theory. If the person at the top is really nice, then, if the person at the top is an asshole, then everybody kicks the person below them. But, we really have so much harmony on our sets. And we love the cast and the crew and the cinematographer and the guys that pull the cable and the people whose names I don't remember.
There's that one guy.
Except for that one guy.
You know, I think Don's just excited to find a new way to kill Devon.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
That is always part of the fun. Yeah.
And the fans love it. They're like, how is Devon going to die this time?
No one asked me how I feel about
Devon, how do you feel about dying every
Maybe
season?
we've lured the audience in after 2 solid years of doing this. How do we know he's going to die? Maybe we're going to switch it up this time.
Maybe
Yeah, I
my
might not
theory
die.
is true.
I love that Devon has to be on his best behavior because he dies at the end of every. I thought you were done with your
I was gonna talk.
You said I'm going to die.
I was like, oh my gosh, she's giving me the microphone. I got the microphone. She's taking it back.
Sure, take the microphone. This is a gift for you.
No, I don't want it
It's like a
anymore.
wrap present that I never bought you.
Right.
But he has to be on his best behavior because he dies at the end of every season. So then he's like anxious, like, oh, am I coming back? Am I coming back? And we're like, oh, you don't know, Devon. Like, have you been really nice this season?
I'm gonna make it. Oh, I die.
Yeah. Devon, please share with the audience your innermost thoughts.
They're, like you said, innermost thoughts. Like he has just for
All right. What was the question?
I think we lost that a while
I
ago.
know, we went off on a wild tangent, but let's talk about deaths. My favorite thing, Chucky gives me his like, little giggle every time. It's my favorite thing. This season, I'm not very squeamish. Like, things don't really get me. But then we had the guest star of Kenan Thompson with the
my gosh.
umbrella. And I was eating when watching that. And I had a terrible idea.
Did it
And
make you hungry for an umbrella?
Oh my gosh, I had to stop. And I'm like, wow, it's been a long time since something like that has affected me. And I want to know, like, you guys, like, what are your favorite Chucky kills?
There was one that just made me really, really squirm. Was the death of the Martha Stewart character?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Chainsaw death is landslide
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite deaths too. The fact that she is cut in half while she's taking a selfie.
my gosh.
Every influencer's worst fear.
It's very accurate to how my mom is in real life too. That makes sense to how she would die in real life.
She is so funny. She's so talented. Don had to say to her, Barbara, I'm going.
She didn't, yeah, she really didn't want to get
She didn't want
killed.
She didn't.
And I said, but it's like the way we express our love is like giving you a great death. So I think when she finally saw the specifics, she got on board.
The more he loves.
She really loved it when she was in the the maze at
And there was a cloven in half Barbara on the floor. It was pretty exciting. I have a picture of her crouching down, like, that's me, next to the
I walked
body.
through and I was literally screaming with the people behind me, "That's my mom!" And they were like, "What? What do you mean?" They were so confused.
But the more he loves you, the more grotesque a death he gives you. So he must really love you a lot, Devon, because you die many times in many horrific ways.
He has an endless supply of tears.
Yes, unlike me.
What about you guys? My quiet boys in the front.
Oh my God. Yeah, Keenan's one is pretty up there when I watched it because I saw it early and I was like, this is pretty sick.
The thing
But-
about the Kenan one is it lingers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's for a long time.
It's like it just holds.
Yeah, it's there.
and then goes back to it, and then it keeps going.
I think still one of my favorites though is Bree's death when she gets pushed out the window.
Yeah.
That one's really cool. Season one.
one.
Throwback. I like
Yeah.
the side shot when you see the building and her falling.
It was so lyrical. It was actually beautiful. It was a beautiful death.
Yeah.
That one's one of my favorites.
I love it. I think
This season, probably Sarah Sherman for me with the whole face
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
great.
And you just see her eyeballs, and she was loving that, so that was a great one.
But we have some more grotesquerie coming in the back half of the season.
I'm so excited. And I'm excited for John Waters' return. It's going to be amazing. And I think that's kind of the perfect note to end this on, Chucky deaths, right? So everyone, make sure to check out the second half of Chucky, coming very soon.
April 10th.
Bam.
April
April
10th,
10th.
Sci-Fi USA Network,
Get caught up on Peacock.
streaming on Peacock, all the previous seasons. So,
Watch them, please.
yes.
Do it. And we need season 4. Please.
Yes.